This is the Ms.FitVegan podcast, episode 442. Today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur and what it is really like. So before we start with the pros and cons, I really want to give you a little bit of insight in what it's really like to be an entrepreneur. So I don't have a website. I know. They say you need a website to be an entrepreneur, but I've been making money, a full-time income since 2020 as an entrepreneur without a website. I've been making a supplemental part-time income since 2017 as an entrepreneur. So before somebody tells you something, make sure that they're doing what you want to be doing, okay? Because there's a lot of people that aren't living the life you want. They don't have the income you want or the career you want, and they're telling you what you need to do. Be careful with that, okay? Don't take advice from someone you don't want to trade places with. Now, that's number one. I don't have a website. But I've been convinced that I should get a website. Sure, why not? Okay, so I'm trying to get a website done because I have multiple websites that I did myself under this system called ClickFunnels. I regret the day that I signed up for this shit, but I did it, and I don't regret it because I needed it, because that's the only way that I've been able to sell books, my courses, and my membership to my private community, MisFitMondays.com. Okay? So I don't regret it, but it's been a nightmare. A true nightmare, because I'm not a tech person, but I've had to become one as an entrepreneur because I didn't have any money at all in 2020. I didn't have, I had money, but it was going to rent and food. I didn't have an abundance of money, so I couldn't hire somebody to do my website for me. So I had to learn how to do one on my own, and I chose to do it with ClickFunnels. Don't recommend it. Okay, and I know you're thinking to yourself, Jeanette, it's so easy to design a website. No, it's not. Not when you have a membership to a course. You have memberships, and you have books, and you have products, and you have things that require a lot of back-end programming. It's not so easy. I just want just a heads up. And if it's so easy for you, then why don't you contact me so I can pay you to do it? Okay. So now, passive-aggressive, but hey. So long story short is I'm trying to get my website done. I've had a lot of consultations with people, and then a follower of mine, shout out, I forgot your name, she recommended her nephew. Okay, great, a real person, right? It's not a scam. Okay, so she recommended her nephew, and I had a meeting with him, blah, blah, blah. Had multiple meetings with him. It was going great. He quoted me a price of, sorry, there's a car that if I don't take a photo of this shit, my roommate's going to kill me. Well, she won't even know, but basically it's Brito's Bentley. This artist Brito lives where we live, and the car is parked here, so I got to take a photo of it. It's this really famous artist, and yeah, she's going to kill me if I don't take a photo of that. Okay, she won't even know about it, though. So why would she kill me? But I guess I just like to waste your time. Okay, so, that's a nice car. That's crazy. Okay. Maybe I'll put the car as the photo of this podcast, okay, so I won't completely waste your time. All right, so now, I had maybe 4 FaceTimes with this guy, awesome guy. He quoted me a price of $1,500 to $2,000 to do my website. I was like, ugh, okay, listen, I don't really have that lying around, but I'll make it. I'll make that because I don't have to, but I want to have a website. And he told me all these things he wants to do to customize it, make it super cute, watermelon themed, obviously, really gorgeous. Lots of, he's awesome. He has lots of skills. He sent me websites he's done. I vetted him. Okay. So we have, the last Zoom. We have a Zoom on finally the price that's everything's going to cost me. And he recommends I get a new logo, and he recommends that I have somebody do my copy for me, and I have somebody build my brand for me, and this is awesome. Okay, sure. All right. Final price, $10,680, something like this. $10,000. Almost 11 for a goddamn website. And I also have to pay every year to have this domain. Yeah. This is the life of an entrepreneur. Everyone's going to be like, I can help you. I'm going to hook you up. My nephew, he's awesome. I can help you. Friends are going to say they can help you. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. You got to help yourself. It's very rare you're going to actually get any help. 11,000 goddamn dollars. Give me a fucking break. This is what it's like. This is what it's like. And if you're listening to this and you have a nephew that does websites, sure, give him my contact information, jd@Ms.FitVegan.com, so I can waste my fucking time having a bunch of contacts, sending him all my information, sending him so much, answering all questions, time on FaceTime, Zoom, fucking waste my fucking time. A lot of people gonna waste your time. We talked about this yesterday. I get it. Everyone's got to get paid. Everyone's got to get paid. I get it. I get it. I get it. So that's an intro. That was the intro. Okay, let's talk about the pros and cons of I was going to say raw vegan. No. An entrepreneur. By the way, entrepreneurial hack. If you live by the beach, if you happen to be an entrepreneur who lives by the beach, don't bring a towel. When you go to the beach, if you bring a towel, you might sit on it. But as an entrepreneur, you don't have time for that. So I never, ever bring a towel to the beach, ever. I'm either swimming or walking or standing or squatting or running or jogging. I'm not sitting at the beach. Okay? If I bring a towel, I'm going to sit. We don't want that, right? We don't want that. We don't have time for that because I can sit at home, which I do 24/7. When I'm out, I like to be walking, exercising. Hold on, let me take some water. Okay, here we go. So I feel like I want to do a YouTube video. It's so beautiful. So let me just wrap this up. Pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. The pros. You get to feel like you're doing something important for a living. You're not wasting your time anymore, which is a goddamn amazing feeling. Let me tell you right now. I felt like I was wasting my life away sometimes. Like I remember working at, it was a long time ago, but I remember working at a company called In-Flight Supplies and Services, where I was selling paper cups and napkins and supplies to airlines. The way they sold me on this job was they said it was a luxury airline supplier who supplies products and services to celebrity clients. But it turns out it was not celebrity clients. It was like once in a while a celebrity would go on a plane and we would have to like get them something specific. But like most of the time it was napkins and paper plates and forks. And I mean, no joke. So anyway, I did that for I think 2 years, because the way they trapped me was that I had applied for the job as a receptionist and I got it, and it was like $10 an hour. A week later, the office manager quit. And so they were like, hey, do you want to do it? It's $25 an hour. And I was like, what? I was 18. I was like, fuck, what? Yeah, hell yeah. Started balling since then. Balling since 18, bruh. But my best job ever was selling jewelry on the street. I felt strongly that I was wasting time, but I was making so much money that I was okay with it. But I knew that wasn't my life purpose, okay? I knew selling napkins to airlines wasn't my life purpose. I knew there was something else that I was supposed to do. So anyway, so the pros of being an entrepreneur is not having that dread feeling that you're constantly wasting your time. The second pro is that you are your own boss, okay? We all know what it's like to work for a piece of shit boss. It's not enjoyable. Don't recommend it, okay? We all know what it's like to work for somebody who's a complete idiot, narcissist, just overall piece of shit, okay? It's the worst. It's the fucking worst. They control your life. You have to ask them for time off. You get a 30-minute break. I mean, prisoners get an hour. My God. Okay? People in prison get an hour lunch break. Number 3, pros of being an entrepreneur. Well, it's kind of like the same as number 2, but you make the rules. You make the rules. And when you start to realize that, oof. For example, I hate working out. I fucking hated working out. Now I don't hate it as much because I have an affirmation that says I love working out. I love sweating. I've been saying it for years, so it's actually working. But I used to hate working out, and I certainly still don't like working out alone. But I decided, as part of my community, my private online community called Misfit Mondays, misfitmondays.com, I'm going to work out with everyone. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we do a 30-minute full-body intensive workout. It's for all levels. You do what you can, use what you have. I always give modifications. But I decided, you know what? I hate working out alone, especially. So when I'm not in yoga class, when I don't have anyone, because I used to work out with a buddy, but she moved to Israel. She's back in Israel. So, like, I don't have a workout buddy anymore. Awa hates me and hates working out. So it's just, she's not going to work out with me ever. And, like, never once has she wanted to, like, jog with me on the beach. She don't even want to walk. Okay, I feel bad saying this. I love you, Awa. But it's true. She just wants to come to the beach and relax. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So anyway, and of course, why would she? She has a perfect body without having to work out. Why would she? So now, don't you hate those people? Anyway, what is the topic at hand? Oh yeah, the pros and cons. So anyway, so I'm working out with everyone Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I make my own rules. And that's and I don't have to do that. I certainly don't have to do that. People can be in my community and we can hang out and we can talk and I can inspire them and we can meet every Monday. We don't have to also work out together, but this is a way for me to be accountable, for me to get fit, for me to have inspiration and motivation and get inspired to work out, and for me to ultimately get paid to work out with other people, which I enjoy. I enjoy working out with other people. I won't do it alone. And this is the life of an entrepreneur. You make your own fucking rules. Absolutely incredible. As I see somebody doing push-ups. Whoa. He's doing real push-ups too. Chest to the floor. Chest to the fucking floor. Okay? You kiss the floor when you do push-ups. Now, next thing I want to talk about is, okay, pros. Oh yeah. I'm just going to be honest here. I'm just being honest here. And I don't care who is listening because it's the goddamn honest truth. When you work a job, you make a certain amount per hour. Now with inflation, all the hourly wages have gone up. But most people my age, well, let me just talk about my friends. My friends have jobs. They make between like $18 and $25 an hour. Okay? Like, as an entrepreneur, your income is limitless. Okay? Yesterday, 2 people bought my course. I have a course called How to Be a healthy raw vegan. You can check it out in the link in my Instagram bio, or maybe I'll leave the link here, but how to be a healthy raw vegan. And it's $100 right now. It's usually $400, but I have it for $100, okay? So $99. It's a 6-week course that you do on your own in your own time. And $200, that's just from the course, right? That I made that in less than 60 seconds yesterday. That don't make no sense, right? It don't make any sense. I guess it was 2 friends, because 2 people bought it at like almost the same exact time. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm not going to argue with the universe. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's $200 in like 60 seconds. And yeah, it's work that I did years ago, but it's completely different than putting in your time. Trading your time for money is how most people are operating. And you don't want to do that, because you cannot get rich doing that. And you cannot be able to have the time. You cannot have the time to do what you're supposed to do here on earth if you're trading your time for money. If you're trading your time for money, you will not have the time to live your life purpose and feel fulfilled, okay? So, that's another pro of the raw food diet. Oh, what the fuck. Guys, I'm so sorry. There are people looking at me, so I'm discombobulated. That's a pro of being an entrepreneur. Okay, let's talk about the cons of being an entrepreneur. Number 1, you're going to be working mostly alone unless you have a business partner. And personally, I don't even recommend a business partner, because most likely they're not aligned with your vision. And unless you know them your whole life, it's really not going to work out. That's just my honest truth. Okay, that's number 1. You're going to be alone most of the time doing work alone. Number 2, it's all on you. That shit is all on you, baby. If you want to make money, you gotta fucking work. And you gotta work hard, way harder than most of your friends. And a lot of your friends are probably gonna get annoyed. And if you have a significant other and they're not an entrepreneur, they're not gonna understand, they're probably gonna get annoyed. Thank God I don't have anybody in my life. Thank God I don't have friends or family, because they would get really annoyed. And they used to. Like, do you have to film? Do you have to? You're always on your phone? Yeah, because that's what an entrepreneur has to do. That is truly what an entrepreneur has to do. And if you don't do that, then you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. If you can't work harder than everyone else, you probably don't have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Lucky for me, I like to work. Right now, the average person would probably call, a friend or something and have a conversation with them. Me, I'm doing a podcast. I'm not saying this is a smart idea, because I don't have any relationships. I don't know how to keep friendships and things like that, because I have a limited amount of time in the day, and you can't really be consistent with everything. You can't give your time and attention to everything. So me, I'm giving my time and attention to my podcast, my YouTube, and things like that. And so I'm not forging meaningful relationships, which take time. You need to invest your time. Instead, I'm investing my time in creating content. You understand how that works? That's another con of the entrepreneur life. You're going to put a lot of time into your work, and I hope it pays off for you. It will, if you stay with it. Okay? Another con of being an entrepreneur is that you're going to have to change. And a lot of people don't want to do it. You're going to have to stop trying to be perfect and look perfect and everything, and your fucking Instagram page perfect, and your goddamn everything perfect, curated and perfect. Like, you realize you're not growing, right? You realize the people that start off and they just barely post because everything has to look perfect, and they don't accept people's collaborations on their page because the thumbnail doesn't look perfect. You realize that's what's stopping you from growing, right? And how do I know this? Because that was me. That was me. Like, this is just a small example, but basically I would do an interview with someone, and I didn't like the way the cover was on the Instagram live so I wouldn't accept it onto my page. And because my page needed to look perfect and curated. Meanwhile, nobody gives a shit about your page. You need that content on your page more than you need your page to look good. And you don't get that. As a brand new entrepreneur, you want everything to look good and perfect. And you want to look good and perfect. And you don't want to make any mistakes. Meanwhile, people are going to follow you because of your mistakes, because you're not perfect, because your page isn't perfectly curated. But you don't get that. And you won't get that until one day, what's going to happen is you're going to get extremely frustrated, depressed, and hit a rock bottom where you just give up and you stop giving a shit and you just fuck it. Just start putting stuff out there, and that's when you start growing. You don't have to take my advice, but this is just what happened for me. I stopped being a fucking insane person, and I just started putting out content, whether the thumbnail looked good or not, whether I had a thumbnail or not. You know, YouTube populates videos whether you have a thumbnail or not, whether you do the hashtags or not, the SEOs or not. That's a great and all, but like, that's not what's going to help you. That's not what's going to help you, especially in the beginning, and I'm still in the beginning of my process. Yes, I know, a lot of people would have been way further than me at this point, 7 years into dedicating most of their day to social media and content creation. I understand that. There are people that have blown up in a year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been doing this 7 years. I'm still making between $200 and $300 a month on YouTube. And so many people are millionaires on YouTube now after, just 2 years, 3 years. But that's not me. That's not my journey. And me comparing myself to them is literally taking everything that I have and throwing it in the trash and being so fucking ungrateful for it. And I don't know what they're doing with their money, but usually when you get a lot of money really fast, you don't fucking appreciate it. You waste it, you squander it, and you do it on things that don't matter or things that even hurt you. Drugs and alcohol and things like that. And you get yourself into different like business deals and you end up losing more money. You have to understand you don't know what people's life is like. So you want people's life, but like you have no idea what it's like. What you want is you want your life, but you want to be happy. And the only way to do that is to be grateful. You gotta be grateful. So I don't know if there's any more. I'm sure there's more, but I want to go in the water. It's very, very hot here. My AC is broken, and so it's interesting because I just got back to my house. I was staying at my friend's house for like 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks, and it was freezing cold there. And I came home, and the truth is that I immediately, as soon as I got home, I shut off the AC. And then it hasn't worked since. And it's like hilarious because now I'm like extremely hot. And of course I have the windows open, but like it's like 100 and something here. Let me actually look at what it says. Anyway, I'm not complaining. They're coming on Monday to fix it. But all right, it's 97, so it's not that bad. But anyway, I got to get in the water because I'm fucking hot as fuck. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening. I do think it's worth it. I think you've got to go for it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, which I think every single person listening to this does, you got to go for it. But you also have to be understanding of the fact that it's going to have to become your obsession if you do want to succeed. It's going to have to become an unreasonable obsession. And that's the only way. And yeah, your friends are going to get mad at you, and your partner is going to get mad at you, and everyone's going to get mad at you. But then one day you're going to look up and you're going to be making more money than all of them. They're not going to be so mad anymore. I love you guys. Bye.